That's right, family. We're here, live and direct. Monday Quality Talks number 38. Oh, God. This weekend was crazy. I was in Geneva. That's why I could not do Quarantine Cruise on Friday. So, my apologies to those of you who have missed it and have texted me about it. Sorry. But, things happen. I had to celebrate my good brother Cortega and his wife, Dina Marie. So, just a good vibe. It was amazing. I'll be posting pictures about that experience very, very soon on IG. Family, first of all, I hope that you're starting this week beautifully. If not, I hope that this conversation and the content of this conversation will be bringing you some good energy, some positive vibes, and that there's not going to be too much noise. I left the door open because it's really, really hot out here in Portugal, and yeah, so for those of you joining for the first time, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Monday Quality Talks, the talk show on Mondays, happening every Mondays. And today I have a very special guest, Mr. Darque City, indeed, a producer coming for the beautiful country called South Africa, and a man who has paved a beautiful trail of music that have been played by the likes of Oshula Day, Black Coffee, Shimza, etc. We're going to be actually talking about all of that through this conversation. Myself, of course, I cannot miss myself in the name dropping. But yeah, the guy is really, really making waves, doing great stuff. And you know what? Actually, I was on a conversation with him, Shimza, and a bunch of other greats on Twitter the other day, and last week actually, and I was like, "Yo, let me have you on the show." And so, here we are. So, without further ado, let me bring the man himself, and let him introduce himself a little bit. And we're actually going to be talking about his beginnings and so on and so forth. There's going to be quite a bit to talk about. It's going to be probably an hour 30, maybe two, depending on how the vibe flows. And I know the man is busy. I know his schedule is tight. So we'll see how we can make it work in a timely fashion, but giving you guys as much good information as we can on this conversation today. That's right. Mr. Darque, what he do?
Yo, how are you, man?
Finally, we're here, brother. We're here, man. Good to have you here.
Same here. I'm very happy to be here finally, bro.
Yeah, man.
I've been looking forward to this.
That's right.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was awesome, man. All sorts of awesome. As you can see, I can show that I'm a little bit tired, but let's do this.
Oh, good, man.
I had a very positive, good weekend, man. We had a few shows, and wow, it was amazing. I had shows, of course, in South Africa. I had early slots, sunsets. I had prime sets. The time in South Africa is different now because everything shuts down at like 9 p.m. South African time.
Yeah.
So 7, 8 is really like top. So it's midnight. So yeah.
Don't you think it's actually more interesting the fact that you're closing earlier, it makes the party maybe more interesting, right?
It depends on where you are, honestly, because let me tell you, I think South Africans are not people that go to parties early. We are late people. We start going out late.
That's right.
So we only now adjusting to getting to parties early, and you still get a venue that gets packed at 7 after 7 p.m. and we're closing at like 9. So it's still a bit weird, but we try, man. We trying to introduce these day parties. We trying to. It was winter now, so it was a little bit difficult to have day parties because it was a little bit cold. But we're going into the summer now. It's spring day in 2 days, so I think hopefully we'll have more people coming in early.
Nice.
The day parties, more people coming in from 12 to till 9. So I'm hopeful we can change the people's mindsets, man.
Well, we have no choice, right? The measures are so strict, and
We
the governments
don't.
are really hard on us, right? So we
We
got to make it
don't
work.
have a choice. We gotta make it work if we still want to DJ, if we want to DJ, and if we want to be out there doing our thing. We need to help change. We need to help. We need to bring
Yeah,
change. We need to reprogram the people.
100%. And it seems like you guys are
Yeah,
doing quite a good job about just about right when it comes to reprogramming the people's mind with quality content and music. With I guess we should just since it's actual conversation, we can start from any point we want. So you guys started this whole Kunya thing, which
yeah, yeah,
is gaining momentum massively in a very organic way, as a
yeah,
matter of
yeah.
fact. Tell us about this, man. What is Cunha about? Like, what's your,
Man, Kunya,
responsibility in the whole structure? Like, what's going on? Tell us what's Cunha, what's going on?
it's so funny how the whole concept started. We
Mm-hmm.
were we went into winter in South Africa, so
Mm-hmm.
the president locked us down again. We were
Mm-hmm.
just building momentum. The president was like, "No, we've got more cases of COVID-19, so
Mm-hmm.
we have to lock you down again, close
Yeah.
everything, close parties, clubs, everything shut down."
Mm-hmm.
So Shimza and I were chilling at my house. So we were extremely bored, and we were just scrolling through content, and we were looking for sets, stuff to watch. We
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
doing our research, listening to music, what's what, who's been doing what. And honestly speaking, we couldn't we found that we are scattered. We from I have to search for a Shimza set that's somewhere. It's probably him playing in Lisbon. My
Mm-hmm.
set playing in June. So we
Mm-hmm.
were like, actually, bro, we we don't have anything of our own. You know,
Yeah.
like
I
look now,
understand.
we watching people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we watching people doing the shims. I was like, bro, we need to change this. We need to do something. I know it's lockdown, but I have an idea. I was like, what's up? He's like, there's a venue that I like so much, and I think
Mm-hmm.
you'd like it. You know, and we went into it. The first recording I remember, it was Shimza, De Capo, and I and myself,
Mm-hmm.
and we were like, it was just like three DJs and like no more than 15 friends or 10 friends. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but we did it. We made it happen. Then people started having a little bit of interest in it, and we were like, you know what? Let's do it different. Let's
Mm-hmm.
do it different. What's the sound that we love and embrace so much, right? There's a narrative built around it that
Mm-hmm.
it's for a certain group of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for it doesn't have the lifestyle, carry the lifestyle, the club lifestyle that is. It doesn't resonate or people in the streets can't relate to it much because they have a perception that it's a European sound.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it,
Mm-hmm.
and Shim's at it. He's been doing. There's a sound that's dominating in South Africa. I think
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows it now. It's Amapiano.
I'm a
It's
PLC.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
street sound. It's straight from the streets. It's
100%.
yeah. It's hitting hard in South Africa, yo.
Not
And
only, yeah, worldwide, man.
it was
Hey, hey, worldwide.
it was worldwide. Yeah, it was so hard to play uh after a piano DJ. Like it was challenging, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
that's top commercial. The people enjoy it, and you have to come in with this different sound. Then
Mm.
Shimi came with the idea, let's remix the sound, uh, take Afro, get people to relate to it. Maybe if we put vocals that they relate to on it, it'll make sense.
Mm-hmm.
He started doing that, and he started jamming the music. I know I caught on to it, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Whoa, this works, right, bro? Give me your
Mm-hmm.
remixes." Started banging, started working. So when we started Kunya, that's the other thing also. We wanted to change the perception that is in South Africa that Afro is a European sound. You know,
Of course, it's not.
we are house. It's not. It's not.
Exactly. Yeah.
We are a house loving nation, bro. I think you know that how much South Africans
Absolutely.
love house music.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
it wouldn't. I told Shimza that I don't think it would be difficult because that's actually where we're from.
Hmm.
Years back, an Oshulade's song could be so commercial. Was, bro, there was a time, I wouldn't lie, there was a time your music was commercial in South Africa.
I know. I know.
Was
I still remember
extremely
the.
commercial in South Africa.
I still remember the good days of getting that Samro check coming in. I was like, hey,
Bro,
I don't
imagine.
see that check
Yo,
anymore, but you know.
it was crazy. So I
Yeah.
figured, bro, you know what? I don't Jimmy, I don't think this will be difficult. It's not
Mm-hmm.
we're not bringing something that people don't know, right? We're not bringing something that has never been to South Africa. People know it. It's just that the wave, what's happening now, it's headed on in another direction. So we can
100%.
just harness it and change it. Yeah, you know. So we started that thing. We started Kunya, and we had 10 people,
Mm-hmm. You.
10 friends, 15
Mm.
friends. Second week, and sooner or later, the movement was moving, man. How we were pushing it. We were adding that lifestyle element to it. We were showing people that,
Yeah.
look, you
Yeah.
can look good, dress up well, drink good liquor, and enjoy
Mm-hmm.
Afro music. Good
100%.
women, most important. There's a perception that house music is is a thing for men.
Yeah.
Wherever there's
Yeah.
a house party, it's just full of men. And
Sweaty
but
and da da da.
we
Yeah.
went
Yeah.
down and started finding, yeah, we found women that really love house music,
Mm-hmm.
and we found women that are not informed and don't know anything about house music,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and
You're
we
bringing all
put
them
them in one
together.
room,
Mm-hmm.
bring them in into one room, and
Mm-hmm.
introduce this music to a certain of people, and it worked. I
Mm-hmm.
remember there's a time where I was chilling at Kunyan, and some girl said to me, "Bro, I never knew that Afro House bangs so much." I'm like, "It's the vibe. I think you're enjoying it because of the atmosphere, the vibe. You're there,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's how we started. We started the Kunya, man, and it is it's so amazing how it has grown, man. 6 weeks
It
into
is.
Kunya,
Congratulations.
it has
Wow.
it
six
has
weeks.
changed. 6 weeks, bro. 6 weeks. I think if I'm not, it was the first one was the couple,
Mm-hmm.
myself,
You were breaking up a little bit. So you said it's Dakapo, you and Shimza, right? Yo, Doc,
really.
we lost you for a second. Can you repeat?
Excuse
You
me?
said it was we lost you for a second. So it was Dakapo, you and Shimza.
Yo, sorry. Yeah, it was. We had the couple, the first one. We've had Tulo, we've had
Ah,
Cairo, Blanca, you know. So we've had the couple again last week, Lemon and Hab. So we 6 weeks into Kunya. Zakes Bandrini. I think the Zakes episode was the best
I've seen it.
because
I've seen it.
because
Yeah,
that episode broke what I deem the biggest song in the world right now.
the one that he did, the one that
Zakes'
he
new
just
song.
did. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Osama for me is about to become the biggest song in the world right now. One of the biggest songs.
Nice.
Let me
He deserves it. He deserves
say
it.
it. Let me put it that way. Because South Africa, he deserves it. He's been at it for such a long time.
Yeah.
And the way people caught onto that song, man, that's a very special song. When those videos started trending from Kunye, people were asking about this one song, Osama, what's the song? What's the song?
Hmm.
What's the song? And Shimza played it the week before. Shimza played it the week before. People asked. Shimza broke the song a week before. People were asking. Now, when Zakes went onto the show, man, it just put the song onto a different level because
Yeah.
it came with content. That's so important. It came with great content. People were looking and watching these videos where we were enjoying, and we had a crowd at the back. The crowd was enjoying the song. People just started going on and on about the song. You know, in 7 days, the song was the most wanted song in South Africa. And it's amazing. I remember, I think 2-3 days after, I tweeted that Osama song is a clear demonstration of why the Kunya movement was started. We started that movement to achieve such things, make
Amazing.
to make such possibilities happen and blow music, introduce new music,
Yeah,
and it
100%.
worked. Now, like, bro, like I was with Zakes one Junior this whole weekend, and we were at a venue last night. That's actually why I'm so tired, because we were at a venue last night. We traveled we traveled to two venues, right? First venue, it was so intimate. He started playing, and when he played Osama, the crowd went mad. The crowd went nuts. At the second venue, it was a more of a commercial venue. When we came, look what's going to happen. When Zakes came in, man, the crowd went mad. They were dancing to music that they don't know, Afro music, unreleased stuff from Zakes. And when Osama came in, crazy, bro. And I had a chat with the promoter. I was like, bro, can I ask you a question, bro? So obviously it's my first time at your venue. So, like, if I had came here a month ago, right, and played Afro music like Zakes did, do you think I would have gotten such a response from the people? And he's like, honestly, bro, I don't think so. I don't think so. We haven't had an Afro DJ coming in here and doing what Zakes did today. And I was like, damn, it really is balancing now. You know, are enjoying it all of a sudden,
They have to. I think eventually. I
all
mean,
in a
it's not that
month's
they have
work.
to, but as you just said, it's a matter of presenting, and making sure that the content is right. But also beyond
Cool.
all of these considerations, it's a moment in time. It's an energy thing where it just happened to just, you don't know
True.
why specifically this live, because Tandy Dry's live was really really great. I mean, the couple was dope. Good as well. The whole shebang. You guys did great stuff. But why this specifically became what it became and helped push the Kunya movement to
Yeah.
a stellar level at this point, and yet to be growing even. It's really interesting. And that's always fascinating about hits, right? You don't know what's going to be your
Yeah.
next hit. You don't know. You can do as many songs
So
as you do, but you don't know.
it's so unpredictable, man. I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just energy and timing, bro. Energy and timing, and there's
Hmm.
definitely nothing you can do about it. Nothing, bro. No one in the world can stop it. Nothing can stop it. It's the energy and the timing.
Hundred
It's
percent.
amazing to see what's happening in Zakesman doing his life right now.
And as you
It's
said,
really
he's been at it. He's been at it for some time. He's had quite some big hits back then when he was working with Coffee,
yeah.
and he's been releasing music consistently. As a matter of fact, him and I, we have a tune that I never released. I haven't released yet, but be on the lookout. It's coming. No, Zex is definitely doing some great stuff, man. And again, circling back to you, I think that. I like this combination between you and Shimza and the rest of your team. I think that it resonates and it makes sense. It's a strong block, and you guys are defining a new sort of
Yeah.
wave and trend
Guys, it
for what's
truly is
next.
amazing, man.
Mm.
I'm really grateful I'm really grateful to have been given the opportunity to be part of such. Like I feel like Shimza could have done it alone. I'm a bit of a junior to him or where he is in life. But he as a brother he chose to do it with me. Uh, and I feel like he for me, I won't lie. I can't think of anyone he could have done it that with other than myself, because I feel like also I was ready. I've been
Yeah.
ready. I've been putting in the work.
Yeah.
I've been consistent with my work. I've proven myself time and time again. you know. But the most important thing also, I've just been waiting for my turn. You
Yeah.
know, that's all.
Yeah.
I play my part. I play my part where I need to. I do what I need to do, and as you said, I feel like right now it's just about energy. It's just about energy, and it's being at the right time at the right place, being prepared also, which you should never take for granted. Never
Never.
take it for granted. I think preparation is the best, man. Or when opportunity meets preparation, it creates something wonderful. I could have been a mess when Shimza came with such an opportunity and told him, "Nah, I'm not ready to do such thing," and the train would have left me, and I would now be watching this thing from a distance, thinking, "Damn,
Crying.
I should be in that train." So I prepare myself very well, man. I do my thing,
Good, man.
and any op- and any opportunity that comes my way, I know definitely that I'll run with it.
That's the spirit, and I think that's something that is important to maintain. Is this spirit of consistently staying sharp and staying alert to the opportunities, because they'll come in sometimes the most simple and tiniest manners, and if you're not able to see them, you might miss something. And so it's really really important to repeat even what you just said, or echo what you said, as far as making sure that you know uh, when you're prepared and success comes your way, there is this magic sparks that happen, and it just takes fire right away. But I think the most
Yeah,
difficult part, however, is maintaining that fire, and making it so that it doesn't blow the engine, right? But it starts the engine and it lets it run
really
nicely.
hard.
You know what I mean? So that whatever you need to accelerate, it's warm enough. It can take the pressure you put upon it. But then when it's also time to bring it back to a
Yeah,
slow,
and
you maintain that thing.
trust me, it's. I think you're right. It's really extremely hard to keep at a certain level.
It is.
So
It is.
I feel like getting there, you can get pushed, you can get all the help, and you can get pushed towards that direction, but maintaining that is really difficult. And I don't know, I consider myself a very lucky guy. I'm surrounded by people that teach me a lot of things. I'm surrounded by people that inspire me. I can see what it takes for them to keep that certain level of consistency. And for example, Shimza himself, I can. What
We,
it
lo- we lost you
takes
there. We lost you there for a second. Can
to
you
stay afloat and
Yo, Doc, we lost you for a second. You were breaking up. Can you come back to what you said about when you're taking extremes as an example?
okay, am I sorry? I don't. I think I get to see it in HD live in 3D how what he does
Mm.
to keep that level of consistency and to keep himself up there. He just keeps on
Yes.
working. He never stops. He
Yeah.
never stops. Bro, I've never heard of him saying, you know what, I'm taking a break. Uh, this thing is not working for me. He never sulks. He never he never takes a loss as something that ends his world or crashes him, he moves on quick and a lot. It has taught me that, wow, I need to really move like this for me. Once I get there or get where I want to be, I need to still be on my feet to keep
100%.
that position. So I'm fortunate that I'm learning a lot from these guys, man. And
100%.
I think for me now, it wouldn't be difficult for me to get somewhere and just run with it. If I blow it, it would be at this man. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened if I just blow that thing over.
Sometimes it's not necessarily just you that blow things, but it's just like opportunities. The reason why something may, and there's no such thing as blowing an opportunity. I think, I've personally done this long enough to understand that there's many opportunities that will come along the way. You just have to, as you just mentioned about Shimza, and those of us who have maintained regularity and consistency, is exactly what it is. It's like blowing an opportunity. Sometimes, you know what, it takes blowing one opportunity to get a bigger opportunity. Sometimes it takes, saying thank you very much for the blessing.
True.
Thank you very much for helping me get where I am. But I think from this point on, I need to do this myself. And yes, it's gonna take a little bit of a time for you to, pick your breath, and maintain it to a pace that will actually accommodate, your work and your creativity. But the moment you got your move, you understand how things need to be moving for you, man, you're gonna bring many more opportunities your way, And I think that this is a big issue with a lot of artists, singers, songwriters. A lot of them they want quick results. They want to be already with the stars. They already want to be with this, and it's like, it takes time. You just said yourself, you started at 16 years old. That's pretty young.
Yeah, that's pretty young. I remember at 16 years old, I was bugging you in your DMs. I used to text you so bad.
Did I respond to you?
Yeah.
Did I respond? I did. Hey, we lost you here, man. Hello, 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 hello. Well, in the meantime, since we lost Dark for a second here, let me welcome all the Bodhis watching on YouTube and on LinkedIn. I will bring Dark right after.
Can you?
We lost you for a second.
Are we good now?
We're good now. Give me 1 second. I'm just greeting the viewers. To all the Bodhis watching right now, welcome. This is MQT Skeleton 211. Be very welcome, Lorraine LeBlanc. Welcome, T.S. David. Welcome, everyone else watching. Thank you very much. We are back. So you said you were bugging me on my DMs. You know what? I hope I responded to you, man. Because hey, Lord.
No, first response I got from you. It's so funny.
Which one?
The first response I got from you was I asked you to link me with Omwa Sangara.
Omwa Sangara, yes. Oh man, you were ambitious.
And you were like,
that was.
Yeah, I was, and you were like, and you. That's exactly what you said. You were like, and who are you, young man, with so much ambition? Something like that. And I was like, man, damn. So it was like you laughed so hard, you're like, wow.
You know what? I don't know when that message was sent, because let me ask you a question. When you sent that message, were you what was your mindset? I want to ask, because I think that's a very important thing, because I think that plays a role in determining.
Let me tell you honestly, I was 16, bro. I just thought that things can just happen like that.
That's exactly it. Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew what I wanted to do.
Yeah, you were ready to get there.
I knew what I wanted to do, and I think it was because I could see how you guys were already playing my music already. Remember, I had bootlegged in 2009, I had bootlegged Sina by Salif Keita, and I think you had a remix at that time.
Yes, I
So
did.
I had
I
chopped
did.
them,
We had, yeah.
and and that song just received so much international love, you know. And I thought to myself, "Oh, that's it. I'm gone. Time to do more international stuff." And I did not understand, how things work. I was
Yeah,
alone.
of
I was in
course.
my little bedroom, sending out
Mhm.
Facebook messages.
Yeah, we lost you again here, bro.
Emails.
Hello, hello, hello. We lost you.
I just thought, my bad. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what's going
No, no stress, man. That's all good, man. So yeah,
on here.
I'll be doing my magic when I post the recap. I'll chop things nicely and I'll post like nice little recap. So you were saying you were
With
alone
yours.
in.
Uh,
So we lost Dark again. The connection might be acting up a little bit
It
on
keeps
his side.
so
No, it works well and then it breaks a little bit. But yeah, go ahead. So you said you were alone in your bedroom, sending messages to people on Facebook, etc., hustling hard.
yeah. Excuse me, I didn't catch that. May you please repeat that? Yeah, I
I
think we're
said, I
back now.
said, yeah, I see we're back now. Yeah, yeah. I said, so you were saying that you were on Facebook, at that time, sending messages to people, hustling real hard.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I just had to work with almost and since I'm
It's
the guy that
possible to
made
do it though.
that Salif. It's possible. I'm
Of
still on the
course,
quest to do it now. I'm gonna make it happen. She's one
you're
of my
gonna make it
favorites. I
happen.
know. I've been wanting to. At some point in my life, I wanted to happen for myself. I think I'll get there.
Yeah,
But it
of
was
course.
like, I don't know. I grew up to that music. My dad plugged me to that music, and
Beautiful.
it was really amazing, man. Being so young and already wanting to work with such legends.
You know what?
I
I have
remember I
to.
used to DM Blick,
You
Blick,
used to DM
Blick.
who?
I used to DM Blick,
Brick Bussy.
Blick Bassi. Yeah, when Blick Bassi dropped the first release with Johnny, was it Johnny Montana? I think it's Boam.
Uh,
Boam. That's the name of the song. Boam.
okay, yeah, okay. I'm not familiar with it, but yeah.
Yeah, they dropped a joint. They dropped a joint album, and I like the vocals. The French vocals. I used to DM Blake so much, so bad. I
He
still
responded
do.
to you.
I still want to work with it. Blake started responding to me recently,
Okay, good.
honestly. Then,
Because I know
then,
him, so I could connect you guys eventually by
yeah,
IG, send him a message and say, yo, link up with Dark,
Blake started. Yeah, Blake started responding to me recently. By then, it was just I was 16, and I knew already at that time who I wanted to work with, and I knew how I wanted to direct my. You know, I knew I was in Vegas DMs at that time, so I was in your DMs,
Yes,
sending you
sir.
texts,
Yeah, I wanna. You
and
know what? I wanna add
it's
to what you're saying,
amazing that.
but I want to add not to cut you, but just to add to what you're saying, and that's something as a reminder for me as well, and for anyone watching, you know, resilience and not holding a grudge, because you could have easily, because a lot of people, I know a couple of people that held grudge against me because I was not responsive, I was not this, and it's like for me, because that's exactly how it, I was. I mean, I'm still hustling, but I was a little serious hustler. Like I was hustling my way up, working hard and making strategic moves and talking to the right people, or trying to understand who was vibing with who and trying to make these connections. And I respect that because look at here, we are now talking, and it took you that long, but it didn't take you that long neither. So it's as you
True.
said, consistency and making sure that you always drop records that made an impact,
Make
and
a
boom.
difference.
And he took that
Yeah,
conversation on Twitter, and I heard you speak, and I was like, okay, I like the way these guys speak. I didn't know it could, sometimes because you don't know people, you're like, oh shit, oh, I
yeah,
didn't know.
true.
And humility. I'm big on humility. And just from the tone of your voice and how you spoke, I could hear the humility. So I was like, all right, cool. I want to have this guy on the show because
That's
that's
so
what it
true, man.
is.
I don't see a need, or I did not see a need to hold grudges against people that did not respond at that time, because
Mhm.
I'm a firm believer of timing.
Amen.
And if I was 16, bro, I was 16, in between 16, 18. When I look at it now and I go through my DMs, I understand now.
Hmm.
I know now how you felt when you got a DM from me at that time. You can't save the world, you can't help everyone. Maybe you can
I think to
give a
respond to what you're
few
saying, it's not that you cannot save the
opportunities.
world, but at
You
the
can
time, I
you
did not
could
have.
open that one DM and
I didn't have the perspective on the sound that you were doing. So it's like anything, right? If you come to someone and you cannot show them a body of work that speaks the volume of your creativity, it's hard. And on top of that, we're
true,
talking about Ubu Sangare.
true.
Do you know how hard it has been for me to reach Ubu Sangare? And I'm like, hey, this guy wants me to put him in touch with. I'm like, dude, I will do it, but how good are you?
Exactly. That was your reaction. That was
I
your
was like, yo,
reaction. That
yeah, I
was
remember.
exactly your
And now I
reaction.
remember, I
I
remember
wish I
speaking
could
to you
find that
about that.
message. Right?
I said, hey, do you know how long it took me, how hard it has been for me to get to that woman? And you just want me to give it to you.
And now, only now I understand.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But it's amazing that, again, and I appreciate that, and that's a part of the humility that you have that really needs to be spoken of because and because people may not know, but this is the first time actually interacting with you. Like, I mean,
Now,
besides that time we spoke, and the last week we spoke on Twitter with Shimza. This really is the first time I'm getting to know you as well. So that's what I find amazing about this internet and this platform and this COVID thing as well. It allows us to, connect with people that we would have not probably connected had it not been for
yeah,
this.
yeah, true. I feel like the whole COVID thing is a reset, man. It's a reset button. As bad as it is, it's got some good in it.
Hmm.
It's
It
connecting
does.
people. I feel like if things were normal, we wouldn't have time to do this.
No.
I would still wouldn't know you. Uh, I had the. It's so funny, bro. I had the opportunity to meet you in Lisbon,
Hmm.
but I was just so occupied in other things. The last show Shimza did in Lisbon, you were there,
Hmm.
and I was.
Hi.
That was in 2019 at an arena somewhere.
And how come I did not?
Where was it? In
Did I
Lisbon,
so?
yeah.
Did we? Ah, man, because I have a very good memory, man.
That's
But like, yo,
we didn't
okay,
we
all
didn't
right.
meet. I was I chose because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
watch the show. Uh, we were in a group. We were a lot traveling in a group, and a few of us chose to watch the show from the general side of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So Shimza and the other guys went to the back. And when
Mm-hmm.
Shimza came back, he told me he was with you. I was like, damn, bro, you know, why didn't you call me? He's like, bro, we don't have phones. Oh, I'm like, oh, damn. Because we were like, yo, man, we want to have fun. We're in Lisbon, and I don't want to do VIP and I'm going to go enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
nice because no one knew me.
Of
I was
course.
there
Of
like,
course. It's a different feeling.
so when Shimza came back, he's like, man, I was with Boddhi. Like, I was like, wow, bro. Like, but I guess it'll happen because we
Yes,
had to
sir.
leave quick. We left, and in the car, he told me that he's like, I was actually that show was dope. I was with Boddhi backstage. I was like, oh, bro. But no, it's not a train smash. I just thought we'll meet because we frequent in Lisbon. and
yeah.
I moved to Lisbon. So I told Boddhi. Kevin was like, "Oh, sure, we can make it happen." That's cool.
Sounds
And
good.
unfortunately, the whole COVID thing happened. We got cut off from traveling. And
Yeah,
the good thing is, I'm traveling to Lisbon in a week or so,
I'll be seeing you.
and I'm hoping that we link up this time.
No,
I'm
no, no.
going
There's no
backstage
hope.
this time.
I'm in town. I'm in town, and we're gonna be linking up. We're gonna be chopping proper food together.
So
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Lisbon
We're
is
gonna
so
make it happen.
amazing, bro. Like I feel like
It is.
Lisbon is the only
Mm.
town, the only city in Europe
Mm-hmm.
where I feel like I'm not in Europe. Like I connect so much. I resonate with it. Like I connect so
100%.
much with Lisbon.
100%.
It's so warm, welcoming.
Yes, sir.
The
Absolutely.
the food
That's
is
why I choose to be
amazing.
here
The
and live
people are
here.
amazing.
Yeah,
It's
man.
just home for me, man.
Yeah, man.
I would live.
Yeah.
I actually it's so funny. I tell everyone if I had to move from South Africa and go live anywhere in the world, I would move to Lisbon
Well,
because I love it. I
you'd be
can
really
walk the
comfortable
streets.
here, man. Yes, sir.
It's
And
so
even if you're
comfortable.
super known, even if
I
you're super
can
known,
literally
people here
walk
are
the streets
cool.
anytime.
They're not like, they're not overwhelming. Like, they'll meet you in the wall and say, "Hey, can I take a picture?" And you take a quick picture. It's cool. Like, it's not really.
Yeah.
The fans here are not like crazy. Like some of them
It's,
get a little bit excited, but it's nothing compared to probably what you experienced in South Africa and other places in the world. But Lisbon is really
nah,
the spot.
true. South Africa. The South African crowd is not that much overwhelming. You can walk the
Good.
streets in South Africa and take a few photos at the mall, shopping, still be able to do your shopping. It's not. I feel like that's why I like Lisbon. It's some
Mhm.
sort of it connects with South Africa. I feel like I'm
Mhm.
home.
It does,
It's so
and
crazy
there's a big Portuguese
and
community in South Africa.
a huge Portuguese community, and I feel like
Hmm.
that's the reason why Kevin enjoys South Africa so much. Kevin
Yeah.
lives in Lisbon,
Hmm.
comes to South Africa. He can be here for a month or two, and he connects with it so much. He
Yeah,
enjoys it,
yeah,
and the same way I enjoy or we enjoy Lisbon.
yeah.
So Lisbon is don't know. People don't know
People
because
don't know,
we
but
so used
they're
to the
finding out.
common countries when we tour. Paris. You know,
I mean,
and they don't know how
every
much of a
city
beautiful city it
has
is.
its own
The club
vibe to it.
scene is yeah, true. That's true.
If
I
you're
don't think I
looking
would
at
live in Paris.
no, Paris is not for me neither. I can't live in Paris. I like going there, visiting, but then I'm always very happy to leave. Um, but Amsterdam, I really like Amsterdam. Amsterdam rocks. Oof, Rotterdam as well.
Yeah, true. Same here. I don't see myself.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't see myself living in Berlin as much as they've got a dope
No.
electronic scene, but
Mm-mm.
not my style.
Not for me neither. Not for me neither. So tell us a little bit about
And
your stats because I want
and
to.
the meat in
You go
Portugal.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you can go on. I was just saying the meat in Portugal. I love the meat. There's a favorite spot on I
Hey,
think it's
bro.
called Chimarrão.
The, no, so Shimarao is
The
a chain
best.
of restaurants, but and I know because when I came to the first time in Portugal, I would always ask Nuno, my agent, and beg him to take me to Chimarrão. Every time I would come, I was like, please take me to Chimarrão for that Brazilian,
Every
rodizio.
time.
Oh man.
That's the first thing I'm gonna do when I land in Portugal. Go to Chimarrão.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right. Well, definitely, when we meet, I guess I'm gonna have to make sure I take you to a spot where there's proper BBQ.
Please. Please.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a
Please,
plan. We're gonna do this time,
I
man.
would appreciate that.
So, talking about your career and talking about were you being so determined already at 16? You were already listening to sounds that probably kids of your age at the time were not necessarily popular for some kids of your age at the time. Um, but as you evolved and you grew to become who you are now and who you will be tomorrow, tell us a little bit about that journey, man. How did that come about? Like, what were some of the important milestones as you grew in the scene?
Man, for me, honestly, it's been really amazing, man. I got onto it quick because I grew up in a family that loves music. My dad introduced me to a whole lot of music. My father introduced me to Salif, to Hume, to Omar Sangare, to Baba Mal. And I was so young, man. Kofi, uh,
Kofi Olomide. Oh,
the list,
nice.
yeah, the list is so long. I listened to Kofi Olomide. I was so young when my dad would play me Kofi. Kwasa Kwasa. That music, yeah. So,
Good shit, man.
like, yeah. So I grew, I grew a different type of love for African music because that's all he would play me. He would
Amen.
play me a lot of African music, and I would just do my research. Who is Salif? Who is Kofi? Who is Baba Mal? You know, and I just grew interest, and I started loving that music so much because the rhythm is so amazing, And I know I could, at an early age, I could tell the difference between West African music, Central African music, and South African music. I could tell. I knew the time signature on the snares. The first time I heard your music, I knew
Hmm.
you were probably from Central Africa
Oh yeah.
because of the swing on the snares of Central
Yes,
Africa.
sir.
They're
Yes,
so,
sir.
yeah, they're so Central Africa. So I
Yeah.
started understanding those elements at a very young age.
Hmm.
I could hear the the guitars, the strings from Mali. I could hear
Hmm. Hmm.
they're so typical. It's got this rhythm to it, and it put me in a position where I I could sort of then know what I wanted to do and
Hmm.
who I wanted to work with and how I wanted to sound. What sound serves what culture or what community, at a very young age.
Yeah.
And I just went with it, man. I started making music, experimenting with music, and I don't know if it's unfortunate or it's fortunate. At some, Unfortunately, let me just say that at some point
Hmm.
I had to find myself moving or shifting my focus a bit so that I could just become a little bit commercially appealing
Hmm.
to the South African markets, you
Of
know,
course.
because I
That's
had
normal.
dreams, I wanted to, yeah, I wanted to become a big deal in South Africa. And at that time, Deep House was the thing in South Africa.
Yeah.
Uh, I shifted from Afro, I shifted from Afro to a bit of soulful house
Hmm.
and got on and did my research. Who are the top kings in soulful house? I made songs with Robert Owens. I made songs with Paul Randolph.
Yes, sir.
I made
Salute,
songs
salute,
with
salute to the both of them.
Wumi. I, I still added that African element in it. I have a song with Wumi from Nigeria.
Hmm.
The first Wumi song I knew I was probably 15
Hmm.
was Live Your Life. The enemies of
Big
life
tune.
will tell you. Yeah, it was a big tune in South Africa. And
Hmm.
I would, because my brothers would buy original CDs, I would like
Hmm.
read, like, who's this? A lot of people did not know who was singing on these songs. I would
Of
read
course,
who's
yeah.
singing on the songs. Wumi, and I would memorize that. When the social media wave started with Facebook, people like Wumi, people like you were my first friends on Facebook. Because
Wow.
I knew right then. It was like, bingo. The easiest way I can communicate with these guys is through this platform,
100%.
and I just
We lost you again, Doc. We lost you a little bit. You, yo.
was
One, two.
really good. Let me just. I
We,
think I'm back again.
yeah, you're back again. Continue. Yeah, go. Sorry. Can you go back to where you was? I lost you for the past. We lost you for about
Yeah.
8 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying I've been a character that always knows what he wants, and I've always
Mm-hmm.
shot for the stars in terms of making music. I always know
Mm-hmm.
who I wanna work with, and I always go for it. On my
100%.
first album, as I said, on my first album, I had Robert Owens, I had Paul
Mm-hmm.
Randolph, I had Wumi, I had Daryl DeBeno, I had Black Coffee on my first album,
Wow.
and I was so
Wow.
young. I think I
Wow.
was 18, 19.
So
I
that's
I
two
had
years,
Kalo.
and you already managed to get that.
2 years, I already managed to make an album so solid, you know. And apparently, to according to some people, that's my best body of work, and I feel like I'm only getting better. But I think it's amazing because of the time it was put out. Such a
Mm-hmm.
young kid with amazing collaborations on the album.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was truly amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when I achieved that, I was like, okay, cool. What do I do after? Right? I
Hmm.
I've always wanted to make a song with Robert Owens, and I've done it. Then what else? What's next? Still, I was not commercially appealing for South Africa. I was okay. I needed to come back to South Africa and make music for South Africa. And I made the biggest song in South Africa. I produced the biggest song. I produced and wrote the biggest song in South Africa. It's
Which one is it?
it's a vernacular rendition of it's a vernacular rendition of Take Time to Know Her. I
Okay.
forgot who's behind Take Time to Know. I don't know if you remember Take Time to Know Her. It's not an overnight thing. Such an old song my dad used
Sounds
to
familiar.
love.
Let me look it up.
And yeah, I made my own version of that song
Percy Sledge.
called
Okay.
Pinky Zillion.
Per,
That's straight
Percy.
Percy
Ah, King
Sledge.
Diozem.
Percy
Yes. Okay.
Sledge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So that song became the biggest thing in South Africa. A huge
Wow.
song. It became a huge song, but this is my biggest mistake because I did not. I wanted to be commercially like when you're young. I wanted to be commercially
Mm.
appealing, but also I do not want to be too commercial. I don't know how that works, but at that time I was like, the song is so cheesy. I don't need my name on the song.
Ish.
So what I did is it was Goth and Jarrell because there was a guy Goth and a woman Jarrell singing on it.
Mm.
So I was like, nah, let's just name it Goth and Jarrell. That's cool. We don't have to have my name on this one.
Ish. Big mistake.
Song
Beginner's
blew up.
mistake.
Man, big mistake, bro. Biggest mistake. Huge song. And it's so funny that I spend so much time with Zakes lately,
Hmm.
like that I made that song. Okay.
But did you make
Everything
money
to
out of it
mention
or
that
not
song.
at all?
I'm like, bro, hold on. bro, I made okay money. And
Okay.
I did not make money, that much money, but
It was okay.
camera
I think we lost you again.
checks
Yeah, we lost you for a second.
were okay, but I don't think
Are you still there? You still with me? Yeah. Now you're back.
yeah, back
Now you're
back
back.
again.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you said
In
you made
terms of
okay money, but it
exploiting the
wasn't
song
crazy.
further. Okay, it wasn't crazy, I did not know how to exploit the song. I did not
Yeah.
even do anything to exploit the song. I
I
wouldn't
get it.
even lie. But it's more of I would say it's more of if I knew then what I know now. You know,
That's why
it
you learn, right?
so that's how you learn. So that's that's how I know that if I can make hits, I know how to make hits.
hmm
It's just that the timing is what
That's
you
right.
learn
Exactly.
as you go,
Exactly.
right? The making the music in studios comes easy. I know what I
Mm,
need to do to get the inspiration to make the right song, but it's the timing that's important.
absolutely.
So I don't think right now I'd repeat the same mistakes. It was a mistake. It was okay, and I moved on from there. Did not give up. Made more music.
Mm,
Made another album. I had dope collaborations on the album also. You know, I decided, okay, the second album, I'm gonna title this album "This Is Africa." So I'm gonna work more with African artists. I've done your Robert
hmm
Owens, Paul Randolph. I'm okay. Let me move. Let me come back home. Let me make music.
For the continent.
I started working with local artists. Worked with
hmm
Ayanda Gia, with Protection.
So you're breaking up? What did you say? Who you're working with for the second album?
Man, my reception is so bad.
Yeah, no, but now you're back.
I
It seems. Can you?
don't
Who
know
were
if
you
it's
working with on the second
mine
album?
or yours, eh?
Hey, it's yours, in fact. It's yours. It's actually yours. Mine is actually 100%.
Mm, it's mine. So I started working with more African artists, South
Uh-huh.
African artists, and I made a very beautiful album. The people loved it, but it was in terms of it being in the market, it was just okay. It was cool, nice,
As
dope,
far as maybe
easy.
public embrace, but the industry loved it.
They loved it. They
Yeah.
loved it very a lot, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They loved it so
Mm-hmm.
much. They loved it so much, and I'm okay, bro. Anyway, I make what's important to me. I make music that I love. It starts with me, bro.
That's what it
I don't
is.
know. I'm that selfish.
I believe it's
Starts with
it's a
me.
good way of being
If I
selfish
don't
because,
love it,
of course, you're giving yourself.
yeah. If I don't love it, if I'm making it and I don't love it, I don't
Mm,
want to work on it. I need to
I
really
understand.
love it, enjoy it.
What's your understanding of
And
the new
then I'll have
generation?
the job
Huh?
of
Connection is acting up again. Can you hear me? 1 2 1 2.
May you
Check
please repeat that?
microphone. Yeah, I said what. Well, as there was a time difference between what I said and what you said. Can you finish what you were saying, and I'm
Okay,
going to
yeah.
ask you another
Please
question.
ask me. Please ask me that question again.
Ah, yeah, okay. So I said I wanted to know what was your take on the guys that are coming after you, the next generation. what do you think um, is going to happen next? With what you guys are doing, what you're doing personally, and how do you see it influencing the guys and girls coming after you?
This question must be important because I lose you when you start asking that question. I
I'll
need to
repeat it
answer it.
again. I'll
Please
repeat it
repeat it
again.
again.
What do you think is going to be the heritage? Well, the heritage. How do you see what you are doing together with Shimza and everyone else, and also individually as you, Doc? How do you see this influencing the girls and the guys coming after you musically? What do you see the industry? How do you see this whole thing moving? Do you think Afro House is gonna get back to or be even bigger than it ever was? What is your impression about the next generation and or the actual your generation or
Honestly,
ours?
honestly, bro, after what I saw this weekend,
Hmm.
I can say that Afro music is back where it
Good.
belongs. And I'm saying, and I keep on saying, people should not get it wrong. It's not a competition. We're just
Hmm.
trying to get the everything to coexist and go together. People should
Absolutely.
have options, you know. People should
Yeah.
not be stuck up in one thing. And for those that are coming up, I think it's gonna be so much easy for them because this whole movement has paved the way for them. You know, it has opened up minds. It has opened up uh, roads, paths. Now the path is smooth.
Hmm.
People
Hmm.
need to just now play their parts. You know, people
Yeah.
need to play their part. People need to deliver proper music. People need to deliver music of good quality and not take advantage of the wave. You know, and just
Yeah.
put out trash. We don't need to put out trash. We go on and be stronger than before.
That
Remember
internet
again,
is.
what's
Uh-huh.
important is something that you start.
Yeah, you're breaking up. Remember again that what is important is what? Hello? Microphone check. Doc, can you hear me? Yo, Doc, we lost you. Hello, 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 hello,
What
hello.
you make it happen. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Uh-huh. Now you're back again. So you say, remember what is most important is what? That connection does not like us today. Um, I don't know what Doc was about to say, but um, I believe he's going to come back and tell us more. But I do agree with what he just said regarding the fact that the next generation is going to have a much, I wouldn't say much easier go at it, but it's going to be much much smoother indeed. The the hard work that has been put forth by guys like myself and the guys after us like Dark, etc. Is really something that truly speaks volume and will influence dramatically in a beautiful way. Um, the outcome of things in the coming years. The these guys are doing great stuff. And it's really inspiring. When you're hearing the fact that you're an influence to some of them, um, and they're able to take what you influence them musically uh, to do, and then they flip it and make it their own. I think it's something extremely powerful, extremely extremely inspiring, really. And there's no such thing as being caught up and stuck up and thinking that you're better than anyone, and that mentality is actually what slows things down a lot. Um, as he was saying earlier, he reached out to me years ago, and I did remember, yes, there was this guy reaching out to me asking me if I could put him in touch with Umu Sangare, and I was like, dude, like really? But he was 16, and he was, you know, still learning and trying to understand how to navigate conversations like that and how to, spark the interest of the people that he looked up to. And I think that something that I will hold really 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 uh, close to consideration is the fact that he was driven and determined, and he wanted to succeed, and he wanted to make it happen. And I've spoken about this matter for the longest time at length. Determination, vision, and strategy. You gotta elaborate your own strategies and adapt it. As you go, making sure that you stay focused and you stay alert, humble, very important. And humility doesn't mean that people can step on you, but it just means that you've gotta make sure that Dark is back. I'm going to bring him up, but you've got to make sure that the people that you're linking up with understand the respect and consideration that you have for their work, just like he showed through his messages and his interest. But also, Dark is back. But also understanding that the moment you get there, then you try to set up a field where you can speak to those guys and girls you look up to on an equal field of productivity. That doesn't mean that you're dismissing the achievement of their works, but you're letting them know that, hey, I'm hungry enough to do the exact same thing that you guys did, if not greater or better. And I think that's really amazing. So yeah, so you're saying one of the most important thing is, and then we got cut.
Yeah, I'm back. Hopefully this time it will be better. I
It
had to
looks good.
change my networks. Yeah.
Yeah, now it looks
So
good.
yeah, so I was saying, you know, we figured it's one of the most important things that you also said it is how we're gonna keep everything afloat, and not shoot up and come down, you know. So for the next person to be okay, the next young kid to benefit from it, be able to look at us and dream hard and see and perceive it as achievable. We
Yeah.
don't want to make things to look as if they're far-fetched. What we're doing here is now we're not going to the moon, we're not going to space. We're creating something for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's not about us. It's way beyond us. It's bigger than us.
100%.
Yeah, so we're creating something for the next kid to look at us and believe that, look, I want to be there and it's possible. And
Mm.
all we're trying to do is just make things easy. I
Mm.
don't. I'm a firm believer that the next person is not supposed to suffer or go through what I went through.
Don't you think that making it too easy then takes away some of the understanding that hard work is necessary in order to also
When
value?
when I say easy, I'm not talking silver platter. I'm not talking a silver platter.
Good.
You still need to put in your work. It's
Okay.
not. It's
Good.
not that you're gonna wake up and
Hey, you're served.
no, no way. You still need to put in the work. You may need to put in the work twice as much,
Mhm.
but we just putting it out there that it's possible,
Mhm.
and we making it possible for people. You know
Mhm. Mhm.
that the doors, we kicking down doors, but you still need to walk through it. It's not that the door's gonna come to you and just, you
Yeah,
still need
well,
to walk through it.
hmm
So meaning you still need to put in a bit of exercise. You still need to move. You still need to get up your seat and do what you need to do. But I think it'll be a lot better, man. Like if we change the mindset of the people, and if the people receive this music and they love it, meaning the next hit could be coming from a kid that's 16.
100%, 100%.
Yes, we will
It's
support it.
something, absolutely, and it's something that is very possible, especially now with the technology that we have. Come on, you have like all these
Extremely,
beautiful tools to make music. It's amazing.
extremely.
We have T.S. David here saying determination, vision, and strategy. Let's add consistency to it, please. Thanks a lot. Yes, consistency is extremely important, and I think that that's one thing that Dark has been relevant with his consistency. And when we had this conversation last week on Twitter, and I was hearing Heavy K speak about like the difficulties of releasing music as regularly,
Yeah,
and he's not the only one. There's a lot of creatives, artists, producers, singers, etc., who have so much music slipping in their hard drives, and I'm like, I'm so glad. I am really so glad that I personally have overcome this kind of stress a very long time ago. This is going to be my 20 years year in the business. And in 20 years, I have evolved so much and I keep evolving. I keep accepting to learn. And I've understood one thing very early on. Well, not so early, but kind of early enough to not be too late. Is that
yeah,
if you don't release, especially in this time and age of consumption that is like
yeah.
after 1 week your song is out, every week they update the
We
playlist, every
every
week there's a
week there's
new.
a new song.
So if you release songs and people don't wait for you anymore, like if you're
I
gone for
always
six
tell
months they
people,
forget about you. Yeah.
I always tell people, bro, the best place to store your music is not in your hard drive. It's online.
Thank you very much.
I mean, I you lose nothing to have your music online, honestly. You've got everything to gain, actually.
You do.
You do. So if you feel that you've got music that you can create EPs,
Singles,
four or
whatever
five
you
tracks,
want.
EP singles, whatever you want, put out the music,
But people
Put
always
out the
come with
music.
excuses. Oh, this is that, this is that's like, oh, guys,
No,
come on.
man.
Come on.
Come on, just put out the music. Like you won't believe. Let me tell you. Uh I think that was your last album, Transitions, right?
Transition, yeah, yeah.
I listened to that album so much. I still love it. I still listen to it.
Thank
My
you.
I still there's favorite track on that album is features La Numbia.
The Nubians, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful people. Beautiful, beautiful,
Beautiful
beautiful,
people.
beautiful
Yeah.
humans. Beautiful humans.
Beautiful humans, yeah.
Yes, sir.
And it 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 made me want to collaborate with them. And I guess that's what music
Did
should
you reach
do.
out to them?
Yeah, I did. I did. We were supposed to work on a song last year, March, lockdown during COVID, and the one sister was in a different city,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Hit them up
yeah,
again.
but
Hit them up again. They're really,
yeah,
really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. They
And if you
really
need, and,
they
and if
cool.
you need to pick them up, I can do that as well. No problem.
They're really so cool,
They're
and
very cool. Very
I feel
humble.
like that's that's it helps you putting out music helps the next person.
100%.
I've always thought I've never imagined Lennon Beyond on a house song.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. But
I know their
and
biggest
they're
song.
legends, huh? They're
They
legends. They're
legends,
like, yeah.
Grammy. I
Mm-hmm.
know I grew up to them. I know their biggest song,
Boom.
but as soon as I heard them on your song, I was like, okay,
It's possible.
it's doable,
Mm-hmm.
doable. Can you imagine if you hadn't put out that song?
You know what? It's one of the things that I have to pride myself in is I've just like what you were saying, and pretty much like you, is that I have a vision, and I will see my vision through. There's no way somebody's going to tell me otherwise, and I will make it happen.
Yeah, and
There's
that's very important.
nobody. If I decide to work with somebody, there's nobody that can impeach me to work with that person. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get
That
to that person. It's
that's
always
very
happening.
important.
No,
That's
it's gonna take the time it's
extremely
gonna take,
important.
but I will work with you.
That's extremely important.
Yeah.
Because also I've been sitting in my little corner wondering how you get your collaborations. Because you always have these proper collaborations that I
Thank you.
also dream of, you know?
You
And
know, I
it's
mean, when you have, for example, you have now that we're connected and stuff, you know, that can those connections can be made because I see the work, I see now I see the pattern that you've created for yourself. So okay, I'm not so worried of saying, okay, well, you know, let me put you in these kind of situations and you know let you do a thing with this or that
that will
person
be
because
so proper because
yeah, man,
it's
no problem.
it'll form part of a vision that I've had for so long.
You know, it's always the same thing, right? Me, I'm a guy. I'm very about merit. I'm all about merit. I love people to work hard and humility is my number one killer. And I know if you're fake humble, but if you're a real humble person and you really are like you know determined and you're working hard, that's how you win me.
Thing is, you can't fake energy, bro.
Ah, Baba. Some people try.
You
They
can
think they're good at it, but then you notice it.
you can fake being humble, but
Yeah.
you can't fake your energy. If your energy is just off,
Amen. Energy speaks. Energy speaks. Energy speaks. And
energy
and I felt
speaks,
it right
bro.
away from the. And that's why when I when you took the mic on Twitter and you spoke, and I was like, I like this guy's energy. You know, I've always I play your music. You know, I know your name now, but I'm like, what is the name? What is the person behind the name? And what is that person about? And very respectful, non-dismissive, and very inclusive. I said, okay, and he's a kind dude. I don't know the guy, but I could just sense it from your voice and how you spoke. I was like,
Well, thank you.
boom, and I hit you up, and I was like, yo, what's up? And you're like, oh, boom, made it happen. And we're now
Yeah,
getting to know each other through these live conversations, and I think that's really beautiful because again, it's real. There's no gimmick about it. It's like we're literally getting
yeah,
to
true,
bounce information off of each other, and I think that
true. And I
you
really
know
I appreciate and like this platform because it's so informal and it's I can just speak my mind. You
that's
know,
what it
I'm
is,
not
man.
even afraid to say. You know, most interviews you have this thing in your mind where you're afraid to say the wrong things,
No, here you can
and it's
curse, you can say fuck,
yeah,
shit,
you can
whatever,
just
but you can do
you can
whatever,
just flow
you know.
and speak your mind. So
Because
and it's
I wanted to make sure that I create a space where if I put myself in your shoes, I want to be comfortable. But I also understand that obviously this is the public domain, this is the internet. So, everybody's going to have their opinions. But I remember, I had uh, that was very controversial actually. Last year, no, was it last year or was it this year? I can't remember. It was this year? Shit. It must have been this year. Sorry, it must have been this year, early this year. I did a conversation like that. We were reconfined here in the beginning of the year, I think, and I invited. It was Vanco, Cuba, Ivo Demith, Adrienne from the June, and Greg Maloka. At the time, I did not know that brother Greg had a case going on, some allegations. And so I got hit up by people on the DMs. And some women were very, very angry. And how dare you host somebody who stands
damn,
accused of abuse or what was it? Not
yeah,
abuse, but some how do you call this? Inappropriate behavior at work, whatever, whatever.
yeah, at work,
And so
yeah,
supposedly, and so he stepped down. And so, first of all, that was a day before I do the show. So I'm like, well, first of all, I'm very sorry to hear that, but I did know nothing about it. And what do you want me to do? Oh, well, you should cancel this. Like, no, I'm not going to cancel. First of all, he's my friend. That's number one. Now, if he's done something wrong and I didn't know of, then that's something that I'm going to have to, eventually speak with him of.
yeah,
But as far as I understand, and after I've done my research, I was like, well, he's accused. Nowadays, if you're accused, you're already guilty. Since when? Okay, he was found guilty by who? By the internal affairs of the company. Okay, cool. Well, I'm not going to criticize or jealousy because that would mean that I'm putting myself in automatic opposition of, what the narrative and I guess the fact spoke, which is that okay, yeah, he was found guilty. But again, as far as I know, at the time, nothing about the story, and he's my boy.
yeah,
So you know what? I'm not going to have a conversation with you entertaining the idea that I should cancel my show or my guest because of stories that at the time are not confirmed. You know what I mean? So like, I'm not even intrigued into this kind of. I don't even have time for this. At a certain point, I'm tired of. I got so tired of people trying to cancel every single one person should they hear any stories. Of course, there's always in the game. We know it's like that fucking cancel culture. We know of people who are known for doing stupid shit that we know of.
Yeah.
I know that not because he's my friend, but I never heard of stories like that regarding him. We know the story, and we are all in the same industry. We know who's doing what. But
Yeah.
there's people
I
who
think
you just don't hear nothing. It's like, dude,
I
what am I
think,
supposed to
bro,
do?
I think it's I understand you. At the same time, I can say to you, it's also dangerous because
Yeah,
let me tell you, it's I think it's what's the current state of affairs in South Africa, you know. Like things are bad in South Africa. The rates, the gender-based violence uh rates are high.
yeah, it's fucked
Women
up
are
for real,
fighting.
undeniably.
Women are fighting for their rights. Men are killing women.
Hmm.
Men are raping women. So it's a bit of a sensitive topic
It is.
to in South Africa. It's huge now, especially
No,
now.
worldwide it is. You know.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Worldwide, it is. I mean, we just saw a month ago that rapper guy, what's his name, the baby,
Yeah.
being cancelled. Uh, Now he's on Kanye West's album. They're trying to cancel Kanye West, and
But that's my
man, like,
problem. Like, how was me? How am I now co-signing anyone? Like, dude, can we and not to cut what you're saying. The
yeah.
conversation we had, he actually addressed it in the conversation without even me asking the question.
But did you
So,
tell him that you were getting DMs?
of course,
Oh,
I told
okay.
him afterwards the conversation
Oh, cool.
because I felt first of all when this situation came, I was like, "Hi," and I was attacked by all these these Me Too movement, I guess, which I have nothing against fundamentally because I understand the whole idea of uh, you know ringing the alarm when it needs to be ring, and if somebody has bad behaviors, they need to be definitely pointed
Dealt
out
with.
and
Yeah.
dealt with accordingly. But as far as I know, this is a day before my show, and to be quite honest with you, like I'm like, look, whatever. They started raiding my comments on YouTube. Like, oh, you're, and I literally had to stop all comments on my YouTube for about
Damn,
45 minutes. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's
because
bad.
they started raiding, and my name appeared in the magazine the following day, I think. Where and that magazine spoke of nothing. It was just one of those like South African, news that want to talk about like anything that can sell, right? And so, and
Yeah.
in that article, nothing interesting was said. Just that I had hosted the guy and that he stands accused. He stands fucking accused at the like, what the fuck? So if I'm accused
Yeah.
of something, I'm guilty.
It's
Oh,
it's
fuck out of here,
it's
man.
quite bad, man. Like, man, it's so even so easy to lose everything now. Your career that you worked hard
Yo,
for. That's why, man. I'll be honest. I try my best to stay away from women, bro. Like, I try my best to.
but is it? You know what? Not to cut you, brother, but I don't think it's a question of staying away. I mean, obviously, there's always people that are going to try to do some fucked up shit just because of the
Bro,
position you have.
people are fucked up, bro.
Yeah,
People
but there's
come into
also
your space to
legitimate
take from you.
behaviors.
People come into your space to take from you, bro. And even worse, I
True.
just had my first child. I just had my first big child.
No,
She's turning three
congratulations.
months tomorrow.
Oh,
She was
beautiful,
born on
man.
the 31st of May, and
Blessings.
I don't think I want to jeopardize that. But the kind of industry I'm in, man, it's so
No, you don't. You don't. And you
they
don't want
come
to
in
find yourself.
flooding. They come in flooding.
You
But
don't want to find
you
yourself
need
in a
to.
situation where you can be where there's no witnesses, where there's nobody around. Because
I
unfortunately,
don't.
people try too many things. And you could
It's
even say
crazy.
a small comment and just say, "Hey, you're looking good today." Oh, boom! It could be anything. You know.
People, the man, it's so crazy. Like, it's so easy to lose your shit.
It is. It is. But at the same
You
time,
can.
I do agree that if somebody fucks up, they need to. they need to be
They need to
dealt
pay
with.
for it. They need to
For sure, for
be
sure.
dealt with.
But the
Because
thing is
there
that
are
when you
people that
cancel
take
them,
it. There are people that fuck up, bro. There are people
oh
that
hell
take
yeah, oh
advantage
hell the fuck yeah,
and really, really, really fuck up. And they fuck up things for all of us, you know.
big time, big time,
You
big
fuck up
time.
things
It's
and
like,
you
dude,
fuck up things
really?
for the next person also.
Mm-hmm.
So
Damn
hey
man.
man, like I don't know. I just keep try to stay away from trouble, keep out of trouble, because I believe that I still need to enjoy my life.
But would you stay out of trouble even if you didn't
Mm,
have anything to lose? That's a tricky
I
question.
think so. I
Yeah,
think so.
it's not in your
I
it's
think
not in
so.
your system
Generally,
to. Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think so because of the type of person I am.
Mm-hmm.
Naturally, generally, I avoid trouble anyhow.
Mm-hmm. Good.
With anything that I do, I'm the type to not. There's curfew in South Africa. I don't see myself roaming the streets after curfew for nothing.
Sneaking out and
If
trying to
I,
go to after
if if
parties.
if I am out, I would be coming in. I would be probably driving home from work or something. I
Yeah,
just don't see the need to be in trouble for something so stupid.
it is very stupid. Because
Yeah, that's my character.
my thing with echoing what you said is that especially when it comes to these kind of topics, it's like, dude, this is a 5 minute pleasure, maybe 10 minutes pleasure.
It's five
If you're
minutes,
very
10 minutes.
good, you're 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that is if the person is consenting but still doesn't. Now, if the person does not consent, and that's how you get a kick, you're somebody who's mentally ill. You need to be dealt with.
You need help. You need
And so
help.
these people need medical help for reals. But I think
Yeah.
that, as you
So
said, these all things damage our industry and damage the image of DJs
they
and
damage a lot of
producers.
things. They
You know,
damage a lot of things. So I try my best to avoid it because also it comes with a whole lot of logistics, money, time,
yeah, boss.
effort.
You have your office, you have your number one office, the first lady, then you have the second, the third, the fourth. You're
Ah,
like,
ah, ah. I need to deal with number one. Now I need to deal with the rest,
bro.
you know?
And then you have
And
to
the
buy one
money
apartment.
factor,
The
the
other one you have to
money
buy the
thing.
Chanel. Then the other one you have to buy
Ah,
Louboutin.
no, no, no. I'd rather buy myself Louboutin. I'm not buying anyone.
For reals.
It's a it's it's a crazy logistic, man. It needs
It
time.
is. It is time
You
for
need to
reals.
you need to have all the time in the world to run that shit. And which is something that I don't have because I find myself constantly working on myself.
Good. Good.
Yeah, I find myself constantly working on my first when I wake up and I open my eyes, the first thing I worry about is myself. Because
Mhm.
let me tell you why. I told my woman something very important and she didn't my woman was like, babe, you buy so much sneakers. Hey, like, what's with you and sneakers? I was like, I like them. They make me feel good. And let me tell you, and a, a happy man is going to reflect through you,
Mhm.
through you and our child. If I'm
Mhm.
happy and I'm good, it's going to obviously reflect through you.
Mhm.
And it's important that I'm happy so that I'm able to get up and have confidence. One
Mhm.
thing a man needs for sure is confidence. That's
100%.
one thing I've always taught my woman. That if I don't have confidence, we don't eat. It's
Now, man,
important.
and what about her though? What do you do for her?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I mean,
What do
as
you
far as
mean
her
by that?
confidence, what about her confidence? About her, because
Her
the confidence
confidence.
goes in
I
both
would.
ways, right?
Yes, true, true. If I'm not confident enough, trust me,
She's not gonna be as well.
her confidence is fucked.
Hmm.
It's either two things. It's either she's gonna go out search for happiness elsewhere, or she's gonna
Hmm.
be miserable. And one, you don't want to be having a woman that search. Can you imagine?
Happiness
That
elsewhere.
you don't afford a Louis Vuitton handbag in your household, and your woman's got three of those.
Mm,
That
that's
you're
that's a
fucked.
problem. That's a problem.
That's crazy. Two,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Two, if she's less confident and she's
Uh-huh.
depressing, you don't need a depressing woman in your space. You need all
Yeah.
the positive energy. She needs to inspire you, you know.
So you need
So
to inspire her.
so you need to inspire her. So
Yeah.
I told her, if I'm happy, right, and I'm doing the right things, and I'm out there like any other guy,
Mm-hmm.
my
Mm-hmm.
confidence is up there,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm able to do stuff and get away with stuff,
Mm-hmm.
come back home with food, you'll be happy,
Mm-hmm.
you know. You'll get the things that you want and desire in life
Mm-hmm.
because you have a confident man. All
Mm-hmm.
it takes for you as a woman is a confident man. For me, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but
No, I'm
in
not
the
sure.
household,
I don't think you're wrong. I just think that a man should be confident with or without a woman. A woman should be
no, no,
confident with or without a man. But
true,
if as
true.
a couple,
I'm
mhm.
talking in terms of a household.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
If
yeah.
you're a
Of course,
family
no,
guy,
no. As
if
a
you're a
family guy,
family
you
guy,
have to be the pillar. But it works in a tandem, right? Because in my opinion, in my understanding, is like I think as a man, we have our very man, like we mans, and we got to go out there every day. But we also tend to forget sometimes, not forget, but we overlook sometimes the fact that our women um, are also out and about doing the things. She's certainly working, having a 9 to 5, and having to be a
true,
mother and having to be a wife. And I think that us as men, we have to be fathers, husbands, but first and foremost, we have to be providers. I think we think of it as we have to be providers. So before being a father and a husband, I'm the provider of the house, and I have to make sure that y'all good. That's my number one priority.
true,
Women tend to see it in my humble perspective, I would say, in a very different way. It's like, yeah, I want you to be the provider, but I also want you to be, my man, and I want you to be the father for our daughter or for our son. You know what I mean? It's very interesting how these dynamics. And us as men, we have a. It's hard for us sometimes to dissociate a bit. I noticed, but anyway, you know more than I do because I'm single.
yeah.
So you're the one who's with a baby and
I
a woman.
I thought
So
I saw a ring on your finger, but
no, that
is
ring
it
is
on
a
the
ring.
wrong
My
finger?
my brother did that
Oh,
for me many years ago
oh, cool.
when I was actually 18, 18 years old. So he made this ring for me,
That's
and I've
dope.
kept it since. But yeah, no, no, no.
Yeah, I'm a family
I have to
guy.
get in that business of getting married at some point.
Hey, bro, like, hey, bro, if you can get away with being single, trust me, do it.
You know what? I think I'm ready for it, man. I think I'm ready
I
for.
I
I,
I just
I, I've become. I've had my fun. I'm good now. I'm ready.
I just found myself in it, bro. Me and my girl have been together since 2009.
Wow, man, beautiful. Congratulations. That
Yeah,
that shows that you've been making her happy, and she's been
yeah,
sticking with you for all this time. That's
we've
beautiful.
had our ups and downs, but we've been
Of course.
holding each other down since it's been what 11, 12 years, 12 what 11, 12
Wow,
years now,
man. Wow.
and we just had our first child now 3 months ago.
Beautiful, man. That's very
Yeah,
mature, man. Very mature. You didn't rush. That's meticulous about. I see. Both of you are very smart. And that's a
yeah.
woman
So
that wanted you to succeed because, some people they want you to just like, let's have the baby now, and then how are we gonna feed that baby?
hey, hey, and it becomes a huge challenge. Yeah. So that's just me, man. I just build everything around my confidence and my thinking and my abilities. You know, I put my mind to it, and I do tell my mom that listen, if you want to be well, boost my confidence. Don't just ever destroy my confidence.
I think that's
You'll come
important.
alright. You'll come alright.
I
When
think it's
I'm
important.
confident, it's extremely important, and I feel like a lot of people miss it right there because there are a lot of women that destroy their men's confidence, and there's so many ways you can destroy men's confidence. You can compare your men to the men next door. You can,
Hey, 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 hey.
you
That one
know,
is bad, yo.
and
No, I
it's
know what you
bad,
mean. It's bad. I mean, there's
and it's
there's
bad.
especially when it comes to these things. A man is very sensitive. Is very sensitive to that. Just women are also as well. Obviously, whenever you compare somebody with another person, it's like, what the hell? So if that person is better, then why are you with me? You know what I mean?
Why are
So
you with
these
me?
things can be complicated in both
Why are you with
aspects of
me?
the
True.
gender. But I think, relationships. The number one relationship with yourself, the number one relationship that's the most complicated is the one with yourself, as you said. So if you yourself, it takes you a lot of work to build that confidence, to maintain that confidence. Then you have to work on helping that other person have their confidence and helping them with their confidence, but helping them help you maintain your confidence.
Yo,
There's a lot of work, huh?
you're fucked, bro.
But with 12 years in a relationship, I think you guys know each other very well enough. You guys know
True.
your good and bad sides. You know how to navigate with one another. And I think that's the beauty of
True.
a relationship that you've
Yeah,
nurtured.
she's been with me through thick and thin, bro. She's been patient with me.
She the winner.
Yeah,
And proof of that,
she is.
she gave you a
She
beautiful
is.
daughter, man.
Yeah, man. So a very beautiful daughter, and I'm happy.
Give thanks.
I'm
Give thanks.
extremely happy.
So we have a joke between. So it's like supposedly whenever you have your first child as daughter, it means that you were very busy. That's why God is like, no, I must give you a firstborn as a daughter.
I don't know. I don't know. That could be true.
To be sincere, if I do get a daughter as my firstborn, I know why.
Because you were busy.
Yeah, I was busy, but it's cool. You know what? Truthfully, I always wanted I hope and I pray that my first child be a girl because I think that girls have a very interesting as a firstborn. I see it with my aunt, my father's oldest sister.
Yeah.
There is this thing where the leadership is different. When you have a big sister, the leadership is very different. I see it with a lot of guys as well. Like tough guys, they have big sisters. Like it's very interesting, very very interesting. And she's like the second mom, even though that's not her role. But in the family
Yeah,
structure,
she
African family
plays it.
structure, she plays a very strong role.
She plays the role. So when was the last time you were in Africa, bro?
Well, in Africa, I was last month. I was in Ivory
Oh, nice.
Coast, but in South Africa, I haven't been. South Africa, I had a really, really, really weird experience back in 2016, 17. I went there 2006, November, end of November 2016, and it was
Was
I
that House
obviously
22?
no. I decided because at the time it was before I moved to Portugal. I decided to live in Portugal. At the time, I was living in Belgium, but I was looking for a new country where I would establish myself.
Oh,
So I went to South Africa. I was like, I'm considering the country, Johannesburg, and be like, maybe Joburg could be the spot, maybe, Pretoria, maybe, Durban,
yeah.
depending on, but so I went only to Joburg and Pretoria. But when I was in Joburg, I took a place in Melrose Arch, or Melrose Arc, or Melrose Arch. I can't remember how to pronounce it,
Yeah.
but yeah. It was a nice spot too. But, when I got there, it felt like my good friend Mzilikazi wa Africa, made sure that he took me around. At the time Pascal Moret was there as well,
Yeah.
visiting from Holland. Then we met like a couple of cats. I went and hang out with Shimza, who actually hooked me up with actually three gigs. Actually, he was actually really one of him and Black Motion guys were the only ones who looked after me in that sense. They were really like very
So
kind. But besides for the rest, none of them did a thing. And not that I was looking for anybody to give me a handout, but I was just like, I'm in your country. Whenever you guys come to my place, I'll make sure you guys are good. Like I'll take you
you
around. Like
good.
I
Yeah.
make time, right? So I felt very disappointed because I didn't come there as a competition. Because first of all, there's nobody I can compete with in that sense. Because I don't believe in competition in that sense. I'm my
True.
own competition. So it's like, how about we build together? But I realized that I guess, yeah, my some folks I won't even drop their name, but some folks were like, so what are you doing here? Like, it's a free country as far as I know. I can be here or not. Like, it doesn't matter.
Anytime.
You need
I
to
can
ask
do
them.
whatever.
But it was disappointing, and it left me a very sour taste in the mouth, to be sincere. And after that, I said, you know what? Ish. I don't know when I'm going to come back to South Africa. Not as and it's not, and funny enough, the fans, the fans actually are cool. It was the people in the industry that were acting like dickheads, and it was actually unfortunate. It was unfortunate because there was,
Bro, I think you need to make a comeback.
yeah.
Your biggest mistake was that you cared about those guys.
You know what? I agree with you 1000%. And I realized that afterwards. I was like, why did I care so much? But because you see, again, it's like if me and you we build a friendship, right? And or what I deem to be a friendship. Maybe you don't see it like that, but for me, if you come to my house, I feed you, like I cook for you, I make sure that you're good, like I take you around. That's hosting you like a proper king, right?
Yeah,
So I'm expecting that if I'm coming to your country, you might not do the same, but at least make some time so we can have a tea or something.
true.
Next thing you know, and of course my brothers from Mikasa as well. They were really present. So there was a couple of people that was very surprised. I stepped into the plate very nicely, and they were like, "Yo, what's up? Like, what's up? Let's link up. Let me take you around. Let me treat you for dinner." That was really cool. But it was a good trip because that trip opened my eyes for other things and allowed me to then make the decision to move to Portugal. So I decided to move to Portugal in June 2017, and I've moved to Portugal in December. So that was it, and I've been here since then.
2017.
Yeah, man, December 2017. So
Nice.
I'm planning to come back to SA, but my plan is to drop the album first next year. I'm finishing.
Yeah.
It's pretty much about to be done right now. I have 4 more songs to go, and once it drops, which I'm expecting to have some dark remix for it, I definitely want you on this. There's gonna
Who
be
do
some
you
songs
who do you have on your album now?
you're not ready for them. I have big,
Man.
big, 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 big talents. Like I have Burna Boy's main backing vocalist.
Ah,
I have she's amazing. Christina Matovu, she's dope. I have Madonna's backing vocalist. One of Madonna's backing vocalists. I have a couple of people that they're not like big out there, but have amazing voices and they work
bro,
with
what
amazing
happened?
people.
What happened to that collabo you had with uh, Davido and what's
Yeah,
the
it went.
feeling
It
name?
did well actually. It did well. It did well. It did very well. It's actually one. It's actually the song that got Davido and DJ Arafat that collaboration.
Arafat,
Yes,
Ivory Coast from Cote
it
d'Ivoire,
brought.
right?
It helped establish Davido in the francophone scene. Actually, to this day, even every time Davido sees me, he's like, "Yo, man, thanks to you, that song was very important for my career in the francophone scene." So I was like, I'm glad I played that role.
Nice. So
But
you are close to Davido.
you know what?
You
I
cool?
wouldn't say I'm close, but I'm really cool with him. Like whenever he sees me, there's always like good vibes, and
Yeah.
I've hung out with them in Nigeria a couple of years ago. 2018, I was there in Lagos with Wizkid, Burna Boy, all those guys. You know,
Nice.
that was before they all blew up. So now they're superstars, and I don't know if
Yeah,
they
bro.
they would recognize me. I mean, David always does, but and actually Wizkid as well. Wizkid he's a humble dude, so he's cool. But yeah, for the rest, I mean, I'm cool. I have my links, I have my ins here and there, but I believe, as you said, right, there's a timing for everything. So
Yeah.
sometimes it's okay not to rush. On this album, I wanted to make sure that I had a large spectrum of sounds, but I also didn't want to go with heavy hitters because I'm closing a trilogy. So my first album was Invocation with Louis Vega.
Yeah.
Then my second album, Transition, and this one, the third, is called Manifestation. So it's closing the
Oh,
trilogy. So I wanted to make sure that this album is encompassing the vibes of the two first albums and everything that I've released in the middle of that. So I'm gonna have
nice.
this. It's gonna be 30 songs on the album.
Nice.
It's like a playlist. So keeping
That's
it. But
proper.
what
I
about you?
always
What's
find I
mhm?
always find music that I love in your albums.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
Discover new people.
I'll tell you offline who's on the album. I can't disclose all the names because that would be a
It's cool.
spoiler.
It's
But
cool.
there's
I was just
some
taking my
massive
chances.
people.
I was just taking my chance.
No,
Well,
I'll
I'm
tell you.
just
I'll tell
working
you.
on music, man. Just taking it as it goes. Uh, I'm working on on remixes for the third album that I dropped, titled "Must Be Africa." It's so
Very
funny
nice.
that cover. I don't know if you've seen the cover of that album. A lot of people
I
say I
haven't
look
actually.
like,
Let me check it out.
yeah, "Must Be Africa." They say I look like Mobutu on that cover.
Oh yes, that one. Yes, yes, yes. I remember that one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Definitely, you definitely look like Mobutu. You do. I remember that
Because
cover. Yes, indeed.
that's how much Africa inspires me. So
But bro, you're a true Pan Africanist, man. You know, you should really continue embracing even more that aspect, and I think that's very, very good because one of the things with South Africans in general in the scene, the rest of Africa looks at South Africa as like, yeah, you guys are dope, but you guys only look after yourselves and not
yeah,
necessarily
true.
like you don't really
That's
turn
always
to
been a
us.
problem with South African music.
You have
It's
here Lauren LeBlanc saying, great album. Lauren has been a fan of your work. She says that Ready for the World still rock to this day. Thank you for that song.
that's an old song. Thank you, Lorraine. Thank you a lot. So yeah, I'm just now the album. I dropped the album on the 31st of October last year. So
Nice.
I'm
So
just
you
doing a
need.
couple of remixes for it, remaking the album with my favorite remixes.
Mhm.
Uh, what I did is I have one remix for each song. So
Good. That's the way to do it.
remix,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, you can do
every
more,
song
but yeah.
for yeah. Like I just feel like maybe like the three remixes thing is won't.
It's
I
a
don't
bit
know.
much, right? Yeah, I understand. I know what you
Yeah.
mean.
So I
I know
just
what you
took.
mean.
I'm just going to drop close to six remixes.
Good.
Um, one remix of each song. So I have dope
Well,
remixes on the song. The Couple, FK Mash,
how come Boddhi Satva is not
uh,
there?
Lemon and Half. Bro, I wanted to ask you
Mm-hmm.
now, actually,
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
like, bro, would you be keen on doing a remix? It would be
No.
so dope. It would be so dope. I think I have the perfect song that
Send it
I
over.
think
Say no
you
more.
would
Send it
like.
over. Send
I
it
will
over.
send it. I
Send
will
the send
send
the
it
vocal parts
now.
and whatever you need to send me, and I'll get to it.
Yeah, I think I have the perfect song. It's so, it's got so much rhythm, and I think
Nice.
you just do justice to it.
I hope so.
Yeah. So I'm dropping that that EP with the remixes, or I don't know what
You
to call
dropping
it, a
it
compilation.
independently, or you dropping it to another label? How is
No,
your
indie,
good
because
good
I own the album,
good?
so I'm doing it
Indies for most
myself.
of your music, or just this album, or everything you've been releasing is on your own imprint?
Uh, mostly everything I've been releasing, but
Good.
I do have a few
Of course, yeah, to
songs
have
out with other labels. Yeah,
good, good.
but I don't do it much
Hmm.
because I've just been trying to be careful on what I work with, what and I like. I don't know. I just figured I spent so much time in Europe that I figured out the politics in Europe.
Hmm.
Like it's
Hmm.
somehow for you to play at some parties, it all depends on who you're dropping with.
I
You
know.
know
It's
that
very
kind of a
political.
vibe. So
It's
yeah,
tiring.
it's extremely tiring. So at some point, I was like, let me relax with dropping the music and just setting this tone that I belong somewhere. For
Hmm.
now, let me just make sure that I don't belong anywhere. So I'm neutral. So and I'm able to do any work that I want to do. So
Good. That's a great
uh,
move, man. I think that's the best move you can
yeah,
make.
I've just been dropping music independently under my label, Tambo Project.
Hmm.
My label's called Tambo Project.
Nice.
So
People can find it online, right? On Instagram and stuff, or just
yeah,
on
you can find it
Traxsource.
on Instagram, Tracksource,
Tambo
Tambo Project,
TAMBO project.
TAMBOR Project.
Oh, Tambor. Okay, Tambor.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tambo.
Tambor.
meaning
Okay.
the drum project, yeah, drum
Yeah, yeah,
project.
100%.
So I've just been dropping under my label, and
That's a good
I'm
thing,
just
man. Continue doing
t-
that because you
taking
gotta
it by the day.
maximize.
Yeah, yeah, true, true. Right, so I mean, you've been dropping an offering for a
You
very
know
long
what? I
time.
used to drop a lot of other people's music. As a matter of fact, Punk released his first song ever with us back in the days when
An
I had the
offering.
team. He was offering, but then there was just too many people imagining that I was making millions off of their music. And I was like, yo, man, if you only knew how much sales, I'm the biggest seller of the label. So I just got tired and I stopped releasing anyone's music. So I'm releasing only my stuff. And the way I do it is that if there's really a project that I feel like, oh my god, it would be dope for offering, then I do a collaboration with the artist, or we do remixes. So like it's all about exchanging
Yeah,
and making the thing work.
Punk dropped an offering a while back in 2010, 11?
He dropped, I think he dropped I forgot the name of the song though, but he actually
Land of
arranged
the
for.
Skate. Isn't it Land of the Skate or something?
Uh,
I know how it sounds. It's got a guitar. That la 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 la
yeah, yeah, yeah.
la
He,
la
he
la
dropped
la
he
la
dropped he
la.
dropped actually two
Yeah.
releases with us, and one had a remix by Marlon D, as a matter of fact,
Oh
and
yeah.
so that was really really good, and he's doing big now. Funk is he's
Yeah,
making
that's
it
my
happen.
guy.
He's really really
That's
really
my
doing
guy.
well. So and I saw that he was about to have, they're expecting a baby too. So that's good. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I told him that you need to move, my bro, since you're a married guy.
That's some good shit, man. So
Yeah.
when it comes to next projects, what can we expect from you? Where can people, besides those remixes that you're working on, anything else coming soon, or
Yeah, I
what's
have
popping?
more music coming soon. Uh, dope collaborations. Just been working and working and working on music. So I'm not working on any body of music now.
Hmm.
I'm just making music that
Tracks,
I'm gonna
songs,
be
whatever. Yeah.
dropping tracks
That's the way to do it, man.
that I'm gonna be dropping as I go. But I think this year I'll drop this is September already. I'll just drop the remixes, probably drop an EP towards the end of the year with three songs, solid songs.
If it's not an indiscreet question, where would you think most of your incomes come from, generally? The bookings, the shows, or the music, or both?
I think bookings. I'm not much of a hot seller in terms of music.
Hmm.
I think bookings. Uh, I think I'm a good DJ. Yeah. I'm
Hmm.
more of a DJ than a producer, and people know me for DJing more than they know my music. But at the
But
same
you're a
time, when
good
people are,
producer, so that's interesting.
but yeah, so it's I love DJing a lot, man. Like I,
That's your thing. That's where you get your
it's
kick.
that's my. No, I just love it. It's not even about that. It's I just love DJing just because I started off with DJing.
I feel you.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
started off.
if I was asked to choose between the two, if I was
I would
really
choose
asked to
DJing.
choose, I'll choose production. I love
I would
DJing;
choose
it's my
DJing.
thing. But I'm a producer at heart, and I love like arrangements, keys, progressions. Creating these momentums, and then the drop, and then all the super simple tracks.
I would choose DJ. I spend more time DJing than I spend in studio. I
Yeah.
don't want to lie. I don't want to lie.
No, but that's
I
good
don't
though.
want
But how do you diversify your? So with this COVID thing, what lesson do you gain back from that thing? Like being pretty much blocked at home and shit, like not being able to DJ as
the
much.
biggest lesson. I don't want to lie. The biggest lesson I learned is the most difficult lesson. Save money.
There you go.
The biggest, but the most difficult. Not easy, but you need to do it.
Who seems to be very very good with his money is I forgot the name of the tallest guy from Lemon and Herbs. What's his name again? Um,
The Toga. What's his
the
name
tall.
again?
I always forget his name.
Um,
Well, him.
I
He's
know
in the. I
him.
remember back in the days, a couple of years ago, he was posting a lot of things about forex and finances and stuff. You should get in touch with him. I think he's very well educated when it comes to managing your money
Finance.
and investing it in the financial world. Get in touch with these guys, man, because they seem to be very
Oh,
much on top
dope,
of their money. Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
Yeah, I was it's important
Actually, I need
to
to get
make
them
your
on the
money work.
show. I'm gonna get them on this
It's
show soon.
it's important to make your money work for you, man. Like,
You have to, man. Nowadays, you have to. Well, all the time, actually, not just nowadays.
yeah, it's crazy.
My man, we've spent 2 hours almost speaking.
2 hours,
I know
bro.
it's late
Thank
for
you
you,
for
so I'm
having
gonna
me,
I'm
man.
gonna let you go, man. And I know you got family duties and you need to rest as well. You've been
Yeah,
out all weekend,
yeah.
so I thank you for the
Thanks for
time.
having me, bro. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Lisbon. I'm
I'll be seeing
flying
you next
in a
week.
week.
Sounds
I'll be
good, man.
seeing you. Yeah, bro. I'll be there. I'll be chilling. Probably.
That's good,
I
brother.
hope we get to make music. I see you have a nice
Yeah, come
studio
through.
set up.
Oh, I got my little studio. It's very simple. Interestingly enough, I always thought that if I make my studio bigger, I might lose my sound. So I kept my studio like
True.
when I started making music, like but
True. I
yeah,
also have
man,
this
the
probably
same
the
setup.
similar setup.
Yeah,
Same
man,
setup. It's just small keyboard,
that's it.
iMac. But what's important is my DJing corner, my vinyls,
Aha.
CJs. I like that. I love DJing, bro.
I feel no, I do agree. Like collecting records and playing them and this and that is great.
Yeah.
And something that's fun to do. But yeah, when you come, I'll probably have you certainly if your time permits you and Shimza, you guys come over to the house and probably bake or something, do like barbecue or something like that. Put in some
Bro, that would be lovely,
some
man.
braai.
Yeah, that's pride. That's so South African.
we'll get some beers going, and you guys will
Yeah,
have a
that would
we'll
be
have a good
so
time.
cool.
Let's make it
That
happen
would be so
next week.
cool.
Sounds good.
Thank
That's
you for having
that's
me,
the
bro.
rendezvous.
I
My
had
pleasure, man.
fun, bro. Keep it up. We need such platforms where we can express ourselves and just talk and go on and on and on and on.
You got it, man. We're about to. I'll have you back again soon. And in the meantime, send me those stuff, those parts for your remix, and send
Cool.
me the
I'm gonna
original
send
song as
them
well, so
now.
that I can have them. And you have my email as well, so just send them, and I'll download and get to them ASAP.
Cool stuff. Thank you, bro.
Have a good night, brother.
Night. See you.
Peace, family. Once again, thank you so much for tuning in. This was Monday Quality Talks number 38. We had some technical issues in the beginning for a good, we would say, probably 45 minutes to an hour. But as you could see, the rest went, well, a little less than an hour. But yeah, everything from that point on till now went smoothly, and we were able to communicate without interruption. I thank you all very much for tuning in once again. Monday Quality Talks every Monday is 9:30 p.m. UTC plus one, not GMT plus one. I don't know where I got that from, but anyway, I have to change these things online. But with that being said, thank you for your time. If you haven't done it just yet, make sure you show some love to the show via donations, super chat, super stickers, or PayPal. This is important. It helps uh, obviously keep the show going and show your it clearly and simply put shows your support for what I am doing, and that you not only appreciate the content but also support it in a very concrete and direct way. For those of you who want to check out Quarantine Grooves, I'm going to be back this week, promise, and it's going to be dope. I'm going to be playing some good shit. Friday, Quarantine Grooves, 5 p.m. UTC plus one. With that being said, you all have a beautiful week ahead. Showers of blessings upon your activities, your loved ones, yourselves, and be mindful of yourself. And yeah, be your best, do your best. That's already enough. Peace, yo.